Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Miss Emily Keiss, Principal of Bridgeport International Academy, and on behalf of BIA's Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, and administration, I would like to welcome you to our 27th annual commencement exercise. The class of 2026 has truly embodied the spirit of BIA. Globally minded, academically ambitious, and deeply diverse. Together, our seniors completed an impressive 38 college courses while still in high school. Among them, one student took 7 college courses, including 6 during his senior year alone. That level of dedication deserves special recognition. Academic excellence has been a defining characteristic of this graduating class. Along with their college courses, 17 members of this graduating class has earned induction into the National Honors Society, demonstrating their commitment to scholarship, leadership, service, and character. This class has also distinguished itself far beyond the classroom. We are proud of the students who have scored in the 96th percentile on the SATs, as well as one of our postgraduate basketball talents who has been recruited by several of the top basketball programs in the United States. We're also excited to celebrate a student whose talents will soon be seen by audiences everywhere as a regular in an upcoming TV series. One of the greatest strengths of Bridgeport International Academy has always been our international community. And the class of 2026 represents that beautifully. In addition to graduates from all across the United States, tonight we will celebrate students from Armenia, Canada, China, France, Haiti, Spain, Uganda, and Vietnam, as well as one student who was born in Italy. Each graduate has brought unique experiences, cultures, and perspectives that have enriched our school community and strengthened the bonds we share. This year has also reminded us of the strength and compassion of the BIA family. Earlier this month, we experienced a heartbreaking loss of our beloved school nurse, Pam Sala. Nurse Pam cared deeply for our students and community, offering kindness, comfort, and support to many throughout the years. Her presence touched countless lives, and while she is deeply missed, her spirit remains part of the heart of this school. As we celebrate tonight, we also honor her memory and the care she showed to generations of BIA students. Tonight is not simply about diplomas. It is about perseverance, growth, friendship, sacrifices, and dreams realized. The students walking the stage today have overcome challenges, supported one another, and created memories that will last a lifetime. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming the class of 2026. Let's give them another round of applause. Okay, seniors, you may have a seat. You may have a seat. For the invocation prayer, as we normally start our graduation ceremony, we are very honored this year. Quite a few of our Vietnamese students attend a Catholic church, a local Catholic church, and some of them even teach Vietnamese at the church. So this year we're very honored to have Father Augustine Nguyen from the Episcopal Vicar of the Vietnamese Catholic community in the Diocese of Bridgeport, as well as the pastor of St. Francis Assisi Church in Weston, come up and do the invocation prayer. So, Father Nguyen.
For the prayer, may I ask you please stand? It won't be long, okay? In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, source of all wisdom and truth, we gather in your presence with grateful hearts to celebrate the graduation of the class of 2026 of Bridgeport International Academy. Lord, this day stands as a sign of your providence, a day of joy, accomplishments, and a new beginnings. You have guided this graduate through every lesson learned, every challenge endured, and every moment of perseverance that have brought them to this hour. We give you thanks for the gift of their lives, for the families who have nurtured them with love and sacrifice, for the teachers and mentors who have formed their minds and hearts, and for this community that has supported them along the way. Bless all who have been instruments of goodness and truth in their journey. As they step forward into the future, grant them courage in uncertainty, wisdom in their decisions, and strength in time of trial. Help them to seek what is true, to love what is good, and to choose what is right. Be their light in moments of darkness, your strength when they are weak, and their guide on every road they will travel. Inspire them to live with integrity, to serve others with generous hearts, and to use their gift for the purpose greater than themselves. When they are tempted to follow what is easy, give them the grace to choose what is right. And when they are discouraged, remind them that they are never alone. When they succeed, keep them humble and grateful. Loving Father, calm their fears about the future. Open before them the paths that lead to fulfillment and peace, and guide their steps each day. We entrust this graduate to your loving care, confident that you will continue to lead and protect them through all the days of their lives. And we ask all this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Now you can be seated.
I'm Dr. Frederick Schwartz, Academic Dean at Bridgeport International Academy, and I have the distinct honor of introducing our most distinguished commencement speaker, Isa L. Tisdale. Miss Tisdale's story actually begins back in the early 1800s. The United States still had slavery. There was a seafaring community in Bridgeport in the 1800s known as Little Liberia. Founded by Black and indigenous residents, it was likely the earliest free settlement of its kind in the United States. A prosperous underground railroad destination that had a transatlantic economy, innovative female entrepreneurship, and was a center of 19th century Black tourism. It boasted a luxurious seaside resort hotel for wealthy Blacks, Bridgeport's first free lending library, a school, businesses, and churches. But today there are only two surviving homes from that time, the 1848 Freeman houses. One of those homes was owned by Mary Freeman, a businesswoman whose wealth when she died was only exceeded by the legendary P.T. Barnum. The two homes remain today only due to the efforts of Ms. Tisdale, who coordinated a successful movement to save the homes from demolition and founded the Mary and Eliza Freeman Center for History and Community, which now preserves the home, of which she now serves as president and CEO. Ms. Tisdale's own history in Bridgeport goes back 6 generations, and her parents were nationally recognized educators and civil rights activists who successfully challenged discriminatory laws, public policies, and social practices in the areas of education, housing, and employment. In 1968, after the assassination of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., her mother founded, with the renowned actors Paul Newman and June Havoc, a theatrical arts workshop called Youth Bridge. Ms. Tisdale studied African and African American arts and culture at Youth Bridge from the age of 10 to her early college years with such instructors as Paul Newman and the author Wole Soyinka, who won the Nobel Prize in Literature. Ms. Tisdale earned a BA in Asian Studies from Yale University and studied abroad in Taipei and Beijing. She also studied African American Studies at Yale and Sociology and History as a postgraduate special student at Columbia University. Ms. Tisdale also worked for many years as a private contractor for the U.S. Department of State's Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs. This bureau's goal was to increase mutual understanding between the peoples of the United States and other countries by means of education and cultural exchange. In this capacity, Ms. Tisdale traveled to 49 of the 50 U.S. states, several tribal nations, and met with 500 emerging leaders from 100 countries. She was the first American to address high school students in the former East Germany after the fall of the Berlin Wall. Ms. Tisdale has also worked as executive director of the Ocean Classroom at Bridgeport, assistant director of admissions at Fairfield University, and manager of sponsorships and grants for the Mashatucket Pequot Museum and Research Center. She's also a member of the Community Advisory Board for the Connecticut Public Broadcasting Network and trustee of the Connecticut Trust for Historic Preservation. She's a recipient of the Herman Oswald Memorial Prize for Achievement in History from Columbia University. Let's welcome to the stage Ms. Tisdale.
Good evening. I was so excited when your principal invited me to speak at the commencement, and it's my first commencement speech, so I was really nervous. Pleased, but nervous. So I did what anybody would do nowadays. I took out my phone, and I looked at AI, and I said, well, what's the outline, what's the summary for a good commencement speech? And a whole bunch of stuff just popped up. And the first thing that it said, I wrote everything down, was that you need to make the people feel at ease with some humor. Tell a joke. So I've never been a very funny person. And I have never gotten the punchline right on a joke. And so I said, well, I guess I have to skip that one because it's not fair to everybody in the audience. And then I looked at everything else that was on their outline, and none of it really seemed to fit me. And what you probably noticed from my biography is I didn't have the typical kind of life and upbringing that so many other people had. I had never really just followed the path, the outline, and the structure that other people gave to me and said, well, this is what you're supposed to do. So I thought, well, I'm going to throw all of that away, and I'm going to talk to the students and their parents about something else. I want to talk to you about going through life, through college, through the future, with what makes you special, with what makes you unique. When I thought about my life, I grew up under the same roof as my brothers, but I'm not the same as they are. My same parents and grandparents were a part of my life, but I'm not exactly like them. I went to the same classrooms with other people by my side, my friends, but guess what? I'm unique. I'm not like them. And so I thought, what worried me the most when I was sitting in your seat, and what worried me the most was making a mistake about making the wrong choice and then not having options and then messing up my entire future and making my parents upset, and my grandparents would turn over in their graves, and I just felt I had so much pressure to choose the right thing at this precise time, and it turned out that wasn't at all necessary. So parents, no matter how unique your kids are or how much you don't quite understand them, they're going to be okay. Because they all have their own unique talents, their own special superpowers. Where did they come from? Well, no doubt they came from your families and what your families have gone through. If you haven't spoken to your parents and your grandparents or neighbors or relatives about their lives, definitely do that. I regret not spending more time talking to my relatives and my elders. What I can tell you is that what they are is definitely part of the mix, the formula that made me who I am. So I'm going to share a little bit of that. Maybe it resonates with you. Maybe your life is really different. So my grandmother grew up in the rural South, a little teeny town called Chase City, Virginia, and if you snap your fingers, you're through it. To this day, they were so happy when they got their first traffic light. My dad came north at the age of 6. He went to public school in Bridgeport. At 6 years old, he had never seen a movie. When they showed a film in school, he went behind the screen to see where the actors were. Never seen a movie. And that was his first opportunity to learn how to read. My mom, her family, was from Bridgeport for generations. We didn't think too much about how and when they got here, but we knew they had been here a long time. My mom's dad was an orphan. And even though he was born well after slavery ended, when he was orphaned at 5 years old, at 6 years old, the government came around, the state government, and sold his labor to a white farmer. Now, when they sell your labor, your body generally goes along with it. So he found himself on a farm doing such heavy work as a child that at 8 years old, he runs away, gets a job on the railroad. And he always told me, Maisa, at 8 years old, I was a man. He worked his way north, eventually ended up in Bridgeport. Like I said, didn't know much about my mom's family, and I knew that they had shaped me as well. Years after, I've been working to save the Freeman houses, to tell the story of Little Liberia in my own way. I find out, looking through old records of my mother, that her family, my second great-grandmother, actually lived in that community and rented a house from the very women whose houses I was endeavoring to save. So sometimes you go a long way to circle and come back home again. And sometimes you end up working and living somewhere else. So imagine my surprise after doing what I thought was really special. Coming from parents and a grandfather who became a successful businessman without any advantages. I thought I was going places that no one here possibly would have imagined. I went to China, I went to Europe, I went to the Caribbean, I went to Canada. And so imagine my surprise when working on Little Liberia, I found out that in the 1800s, Black and Native people had done the exact same thing. People from Bridgeport, people who lived in the very blocks where we're standing and sitting today. And they fought for civil rights, for human rights, for constitutional rights for all people who came and lived and became residents in the United States. They did this in the 1800s. My parents did it in the 1960s, and I find I'm doing it today. So this is the unique mix that made me, me. All of you have that combination of your family history, the things that you learned in your own life experiences at school, and the opportunities that the future is going to present to you. All of these are going to come together, and because you have a passion for what you do, just like I have a passion for what I do, like my parents had a passion to change the United States at a time when there was segregation, when their own little girl, according to the laws that came about just before I was born, would not have been able to go necessarily to school where white students went. They fought to change it. I saw parts of their world and that shaped me. And think about the events in the world today that might shape you, things that you might want to change. So Brown versus the Board of Education allowed me to get an education that my parents couldn't have. But I grew up at a time when my childhood, I just remember assassinations, one after the other after the other. John Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., Medgar Evers, Mahatma Gandhi, everybody seemed to be getting assassinated. And in the back of my mind, it told me that good people die. That if you really try to change the world, something bad will happen to you. But then I looked around and I saw examples of just the opposite happening, of people coming together across borders, across communities, to say, no, this is the world that we will create. And whatever their talents, whether they were actors or artists or athletes or politicians, lawyers, doctors, they pulled together to make sure that they shaped a world. They contributed their unique talent, their unique superpowers, to give me the world that I had, where I had a chance that my parents and my grandparents did not have. So don't be afraid to explore the things, the interests that make you, you. I guarantee you that even if you choose something that seems strange, because of your creativity, because of your talent, you'll find possibilities in those areas that no one else would see, doors that are invisible to other people. And remember, there isn't just one option for moving forward. There isn't just one path that you'll take. And in your lifetimes, you can have several careers over the course of your lifetime. And you can build a world that you want other students behind you, your children, to inherit. A world that makes your parents smile, that makes your grandparents, wherever they are, proud. So I want to encourage everyone. In fact, I'm going to ask everyone to give these graduates a round of applause because they are our future. And they have already shown us just how special they are. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Tisdale. Let's give her another round of applause.
That was really so truly deep and inspiring and such a wonderful message for our graduates. Now, good evening, everyone. I'm Mrs. L. I'm the head of the science department, and it is my honor and privilege to welcome up such a beautiful compilation video for you, a special presentation, and from our very own Kate and Sunny. Please enjoy.
Being a volunteer teacher and also involving in the drama productions.
For me, it's learning to see failure as a lesson and to be okay with failure.
School was probably winning a championship when I was in the 9th grade. Like, it was my first championship in high school and my first year of high school, so that's probably what meant the most to me during high school.
It's probably all the friends and the relationship I have met and made. I got the opportunity to study abroad in the US.
My proudest achievement is being a vessel for God.
Make friends with maybe people from around the world, explore a new culture, and learn how to learn a lot of skills, like social skills, and how to communicate with other people.
Our proudest achievement is meeting each other.
Becoming more outgoing, talking to new people, and joining new activities, becoming more confident.
I drank a lot of matcha and still alive.
As I have achieved my dream, I'm very proud of myself and my mama also proud of me.
My perseverance. I'm not someone who gets things right the first time, but I always try to learn from my mistakes and improve. There are times when I feel discouraged, but I have learned to keep going and stay consistent. Even if the progress is slow, I know I'm moving forward.
So I would say the most important thing, move to the US and play basketball here in the United States, and study here in the school.
With my that I can get just coming to US and studying abroad, and also meeting my new friends, new diversity, new academy.
There's two achievements actually. First one was I fixed my laptop through a BIOS flash, and I had to solder the BIOS chip onto a CH341 programmer and had to flash it with a hex editor thingy. And my second proudest achievement is I am still alive. I am still alive. That's one of the greatest achievements of all time. I'm so proud of myself. Yay.
I drawing all the tests and the deadline.
My proudest achievement was acting in 12 Angry Men.
I have I do a volunteer to help the people have a difficult situation and have some prize of singing and soccer competition.
Improving my academic performance and also will be selected for Honor Society.
I got to where I am despite all the battles, and I'm proud of that.
I can meet a lot of people in there and created a lot of new connections, especially in USA because I just studied abroad in this year. It is my first year in USA, so I can know a lot of people and help me to study and adapt to the new environment. So BA provide a lot of the good connection to understand together the new culture, diversity culture. So that's why I'm proud of in BA. Yeah.
My proudest achievement would be that I got into one of the best pre-med universities in the entire U.S., which is University of Minnesota Twin Cities.
During my high school years, is that I've been a student across many countries, 3 exactly, and I've had the chance to meet many people from different cultures and origins that really taught me a lot of things. Also, I'm very proud of surviving through all the trauma that I had over the years, and I really grew up from them, and I hope I won't have any trauma, but I will keep on growing.
I met my friends who could forgive my mistakes and flaws and love me as someone important in their life.
I have opportunity to study abroad, to study in the United States. This is one of my biggest
dreams when I was young. So I'm very excited to be here. Besides that, my friends and teachers in here are very kind and support me very much, especially like I can learn more about America culture, more knowledge about the world that I don't even imagine that I can do. Yeah.
My favorite event that's a global study week, and I did it really well in during that time, and I feel really proud of my project about the Washington Monument. And also I did establish musical club, and thanks to Mr. Matters, and I just hope in the future it will continue grow more.
My greatest high school achievement was winning a championship when I was a junior. Mine was winning a championship. I was defensive player of the year. Thank you.
My biggest achievement in high school is the relationship I got when I studied abroad in the US.
I think my proudest achievement in high school has to be surviving.
I would say the friends and genuine people I really want to know.
I stepping off my comfort zone to study abroad and leaving my family behind.
During my high school time, I decided to build a time management skill and self-discipline. Furthermore, I built a habit of waking up early and doing exercise at 6 a.m. from 2024 until now 2026.
I can study abroad because on COVID-19, I'm stay at home and I watched it on YouTube. I saw they study high school in the US and their graduation looked very cool. But now I can do it. I can graduate in the US.
When I first came in BIA in 2024, I did not know any English. And I didn't know like how to speak or to even talk to others. But my counselor, my teachers, Mrs. Tais, and I made new friends who helped me like to improve my English. And I'm so proud of that because I find like no people, I didn't know any people when I first came to BIA. I was new. And after that, they make me feel like home, and I start like to feeling good, to feeling happy in the school. I'm so very proud to be a graduate from BIA and to finish my high school MBA. Thank you.
I think my interview in the United States. This experience taught me realize that I can achieve my goal if I stay focused on and keep going.
What I am most proud of is the fact that I have grown and matured with passing year.
Just finding myself and knowing like who to be around and how to like carry myself in high school, and also
blew down the doors to let me in, shattered windows and the sound of drums. People couldn't believe what I've become. Revolutionaries wait for my head on a silver plate, just a puppet on a lonely string. Oh, who would ever wanna be king? I hear Jerusalem bells ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Mirror, mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, I know St. Peter won't call my name ever alone this word, but that was when I ruled the world.
We have one more small round of applause for such a wonderful, heart-touching video. I said a small round of applause. That was a little bit too much energy. Hello, my name is Mr. Swartz, and it is my pleasure to introduce somebody very important. But it would not be such a significant moment in all of our lives if I did not spend a small moment to both celebrate the student as well as my own vocabulary. And so, I could spend some time talking about the many, many academic accomplishments and extracurriculars of this student. But I would rather spend a brief moment talking from the heart about how and why I was so inspired by this student. I've had a lot of time to work with them, as within their first year with us, they took upon the challenge of performing in a very difficult play with 12 Angry Men. And then in the following year, instead of taking a break and relaxing, they redoubled their efforts and pushed harder and harder, taking on video production, student directing, assisting in countless programs across the entirety of this school. See, as an educator, I have a first-hand experience with seeing many, many students, and it goes as no surprise to any of us at this point that many students have been taking a little bit of a shortcut every now and then, a little thing called AI. And in the words of Eric Blair, more commonly known as George Orwell, I find such activities to be almost like gramophone minds, like learning to submit your cognition to somebody else's algorithm. And I see people losing skills in math and writing and grammar because it's so easy to fake it. But no, this one student I have never seen take a shortcut, who has always dived face first into the deepest part of the pool, surrounded by sharks, and doing it with a smile while somehow maintaining an incredible GPA. This student fulfills the words of Frank Herbert, "Thou shalt not make a machine in the style of a human," because there is no machine capable of replicating the works of Dao Mai Kui.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Good evening, honored guests, teachers, families, and my fellow class of 2026. A lot of people know me as Kate, so I'm honored to be standing here and giving this speech tonight. First off, I want to give a sincere thank you to every person that has helped us come to where we are today. Dear mom and dad, guardians, families, you celebrate our first birthday. You were always there and loving us unconditionally. You gave us all the best thing, hoping that we will live a happy and successful life. And for that reason, I feel lucky to be your child. Hi, Mom. Thank you for giving me these opportunities, having access to a greater world through education. Dear our beloved teachers, faculties, and staff, I want to let you know that this place feels safe and loving because of you here. Your efforts, whether it's providing individual care or delivering insightful lessons, making sure that we get something out of it. They let us know that we are being supported and our future here in BIA is valued. We deeply appreciate your dedication. My dear classmates, we have been through quite a long journey. There were definitely a lot of challenges, mistakes, questions, bad days when we really didn't know, are we gonna get out of it? For me, I joined the drama while not being a very communicative person. It was terrifying at first, but I survived and learned how to speak better. So, for you, whether it's college applications, achieving a certain level in sport, or knowing how to manage your time a little better. Being bad at something is the first step to mastering it, right? But things are not getting easier. A teacher of mine once said that. Today or tomorrow, we will eventually have to face hardships, but so we get tougher, and one day becoming the adults who ourselves today would admire. Plus, we don't have to do it alone. To all my friends here who have always been by my side through hard times, the exams, the SAT, the loneliness, I'm very glad that we met at the right time in the right place. Thank you for all the movie nights, the walks, karaoke nights, all the good time we were together. Life is hard, right? But with the right people, it can also be loving and so beautiful. Many of us came from different countries, different cultures, which made me appreciate this chance of meeting you even more. Yes, one of the best things I got at BIA is the connections beyond the language barrier. They taught me that international settings can be fun and bring new perspective. For example, I'm not originally a Christian, but through a friend, I learned that a lifestyle of giving up judgment and obeying to the one creator and doing good things to other people is a very peaceful and inspiring lifestyle. Wherever we came from, we are the same humankind seeking happiness. I saw hatreds, discriminations against people different from us only reflects poor understanding and a shame to our own cultures, our own backgrounds, if we did that. My English teacher always emphasized how a proper education fosters independent thinking, which sets us free from control and prevents consequences provoked from hatreds. One person may feel small, but as a generations, it will bring big difference. As this is the beginning of a new chapter with countless opportunities, we now have the power to decide what to do with our life. Through community service, I found a way to a happy and satisfying life, which is to give out something to the world, aka a legacy. Whether it's being a passionate scientist, a healer, a creator, or using your voice to speak for others, there's so much we can give there to the world. Keep in mind that not everybody has the same privilege as we are sitting here today. So it's our responsibility to be the change we want to make, we want to see in the world. I wish you here all the very best. Good luck out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. Let's give her another round of applause. You almost made me cry, and now I have to say all of your names and try not to mess it up. So here we go. My name is Miss Jennifer Perkins. I am the school counselor at BIA, and I'm also senior class advisor. And so it is my honor to begin conferring the diplomas, this moment you've all been waiting for, the fancy piece of paper. So joining me on stage will be our principal, Miss Emily Kais, and our dean, Dr. Swartz. And away we go. So first, Taniola Alabi in absentia. Anton Gao. Mary Cao Lan. Serene Chiatmi. Tao Mai Kue. Hani Do. Joseph Gomez. Stacy Lindsay Garpov. Shirley and Katarina Herring. Kaya Trinity Lynn Harley. Huyen Fung Pao. John Kachatrian. Pang La. Yosa Mathieu Lafrance in absentia. Dai Lei. Grace Lei. Ngao Lei. Tam Lei. Zixian Liu. Didani Mashipu. Donovan Paul Nascimento. Ngo Nguyen Min An. Nguyen Tra Phung An. Mai Han Nguyen. Kai Nguyen. Mina Nguyen. Nguyen Pham Kim Ngọc. Nguyen Tran Khan Nguyen. Nguyen Quoc Vuong. Joelis Padilla. Nate Peel. Lucas Pivovar in absentia. Marco Ramos Romero. Avasta Swaby. Kai Nguyen Nhao Lam. Lam Chung. Tan Tran. Chung Hong Sun. Chong Yi Lee. 全员吃饭。Gideon Ekokwai. And Ono Kadiri in absentia. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Wonderful, wonderful job, amazing job. One more round of applause to all of you seniors. We're so happy, we're so proud of all of you. Good evening, my name is Mr. Maddox. Among other things, I'm the music teacher here. And here we are at the end. So all of you seniors, you know, we teachers, we do this every year. But it's when we get up here and we look out at all of you and we see your faces and we realize, oh, you won't be here next year. And that makes us sad. But we don't want to dwell on the sadness. We want to dwell in the gladness and the joy and the happiness and the opportunities that all of you will have moving forward. So to send you off, we have a short musical performance put together, chosen, and performed by a few of our musically talented students. We have our BIA version of Opportunity from the musical Annie. So ladies and gentlemen, BIA's Opportunity.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mr. Kais, one of our history teachers, and before we proceed with the program, let's give them another round of applause. Okay. We will now begin our candle lighting ceremony. A special tradition that was established by our first graduating class is to have our graduates make a pledge to live their lives for the sake of other people. The light from the candle symbolizes the light that shines from within and goes forth to others. Our salutatorian, Lan Tai, will lead the graduates in making this pledge. Let us welcome her to the stage.
Join us for a light of the word pledge. As the 27th graduating class of Bridgeport International Academy, we pledge to live for the sake of others. Let the flame that is ignited here represent the light which we will forever carry in our hearts. Let this light symbolize our desire to live lives of love and service. Thank you.
All right, let's give our seniors a warm round of applause. All right, that was beautiful, seniors. Thank you. My name is Daniel Kingsley, and I run the admissions program here at Bridgeport International Academy. So at this stage, we are going to welcome our representatives of the BIA student body to the stage to present flowers to the graduating class. So we're going to start that now. And while we have the flowers going around, we are going to invite our valedictorian, Kate, and our salutatorian, Rosa, to do our ceremonial cake cutting ceremony. All right, let's give our senior class one more big round of applause, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kingsley. Seniors, I hope you get a chance to celebrate and enjoy tonight with families and friends. I'd like to take a moment to thank all the people who are able to make tonight possible. To Father Nguyen for your beautiful blessing, thank you. To Ms. Tisdale for an incredible message, thank you. For Kate and Sunny's wonderful video, thank you. To the amazing singers, that was wonderful, thank you. I'd like to also thank our entire faculty and staff, our student volunteers, the graduates and parents who were able to make tonight a wonderful night. To the University of Bridgeport staff, who also made it possible for us to be here tonight. And also, finally, BIA's Board of Trustees, who work diligently behind the scenes to ensure our school continues to better itself year after year. Graduates, the class of 2026. These are your final moments as high school students. As you leave this chapter behind and prepare to begin a new one, know this for certainty. You are ready. There will be successes and there will be challenges ahead. Moments of triumph and moments that will test you. But you are prepared for the journey before you. Remember that BIA, Bridgeport International Academy, will always be a part of your story. BIA will always be here for you, cheering you on, believing in you every step of the way. We are incredibly proud of you, of all you have accomplished, and are honored to celebrate this monumentous occasion. So now, graduates, the moment has arrived. Class of 2026, you may now move your tassels from right to left. I have one final question for the class of 2026. Class of 2026, graduates, are you ready to face the world? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2026. Please join us for some light refreshments in the reception area. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Okay. Good job, Mr. Shin. We did it.